Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the channel. It's Europa League Thursdays, the best competition in Europe. Manchester United have just played Sheriff. Before I get into my match reaction, I'm going to discuss the starting lineup first. I'm actually recording this before the game's even been played, just so I can give you my opinion on the lineup without any bias or without any hindsight. And maybe Ten Hag went with a stronger starting lineup than some of us might have anticipated, or because we ain't got no Premier League games, they've all been cancelled or postponed. Maybe a lot of you did expect a strong starting lineup. De Gea in goal, standard. One quick mention, actually, Dubravka wasn't even on the bench, so I'm not sure about that. Is he injured or what's happened there? The defence, I was just glad to not see Maguire there. Just please, whether we need to play him or not to get him up to speed, just in case we need him, because Varane might get injured. I can't bear to see him in the team sheet anymore. Bench, starting lineup, I don't want to see it. Back four, back five, picks itself basically these days. Interestingly, in midfield, he went with McTominay and Eriksen again. Interested to see how that pans out during the game. Obviously, we kind of want to see Casemiro get in there and at least get himself used to the pace and the way the team's playing. But for now, I think it would be hard for anyone to suggest that McTominay deserves to be dropped, because he probably deserves his place in the starting lineup right now. Anthony playing again, excited to see him. Sancho playing again, needs a big performance from him to finally turn up. Interestingly as well, Cristiano Ronaldo's up front, and I heard that Rashford's injured before the game, and he's also not in the England squad because of injury, which is probably better because I'd rather him just concentrate on United for now. Interested to see how Anthony and Sancho and Ronaldo play up front together. We need to build some kind of chemistry, because throughout the whole season, we're going to need a strong squad, and we can't just rely on Rashford and Martial as our strikers, our fit and firing strikers. We need a fit and firing Cristiano Ronaldo. Hopefully he turns up today. Don't know how motivated he is to play in Europa League, but it is what it is. That's the starting lineup, which I think is pretty basic, and I'm confident in that starting lineup to get a result. One of my concerns, though, is the bench doesn't look that strong. We supposedly have built up a big squad now, and the defence and midfield looks okay. Fred, Maguire, Lindelof, Casemiro, it's not bad. Shaw's there as well for the defence. But attacking options look very weak at the moment. Elanga, who I don't think any of us really want to bring on. Garnacho, haven't seen enough of him yet. McNeil, very young prospect striker. We haven't got a lot of strength up front on the bench, so I'm a bit worried about that, especially if Ronaldo's not firing and we're relying on Rashford and Martial, so a bit concerned. Quick score prediction before the game starts. Look, Sheriff are no mugs. They beat Madrid last year at the Bernabeu 2-1. They beat Shakhtar Donetsk at home last year. They've already beat Monopia, the team that we're playing in Europa League. They've beat them 3-0. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. So I don't think they're going to be any mugs. Score prediction, I think it's going to be a tight game, to be honest. We're still trying to build up our play, which our tactics and our chemistry. Still learning Ten Hag's tactics. I'm glad that he's playing a strong side, to be honest, because it gives the team a bit more chance to like gel together. Score prediction before the game starts, I'm going to say United. You know what? In my head, something's telling me a 1-1. I don't know. And we did lose to Sociedad, so it was a different team though, and a different starting lineup. I don't know. I'm going to say, is it a clean sheet again? I don't know. They scored against Real Madrid. They beat Omonia 3-0. They beat Shakhtar 3-0 last year. I'm going to say United 2-0 or 1-1 or 2-1. All right, I'm going to say United 2-1 win. I think this, obviously I haven't seen these guys play ever really, except that Bernabeu game where I saw them score a banger. I think 2-1 to United. Even though we have kept a few clean sheets with this defence, I think 2-1 to United. Sheriff, I don't think we can underestimate them. Let's see how the game goes. I'm going to get into my match reaction right after this. Obviously, keep watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Stay tuned. I'm going to go watch a game now and then give you the match reaction. Peace. Yes, people. So Man United have won 2-0 v Sheriff. I got my score prediction wrong. I thought it was going to be 2-1. It was a very, very professional performance from the boys. 2 goals in the first half, killed off the game. Sheriff, I didn't really see them harm us at all, really. Credit to them for going at it for the whole game. They didn't really give up, but their quality on the ball wasn't great, to be honest. I'm surprised they beat Madrid 2-1 last year, but apparently they've changed the team a lot and maybe a new manager. They didn't really challenge us the whole game. I thought it was pretty comfortable. In terms of the game, I'd say some positives from the team. Jadon Sancho, who I've probably picked out a little in recent times, or especially the last 3 months at least, and the end of last season. We're expecting him to dribble past players a little bit more, be a bit more direct, and we haven't really seen that. But we have to think about it. He's scoring a few goals, and he's also scoring the first goals in the match, which you can't criticise him for. It's a big quality to have. And I think maybe he's becoming more like a player like Sterling rather than becoming a direct winger that we all kind of crave. And whereas look at Sterling getting into the right position and he gets goals, that's what Sancho's kind of turning out to be as well, possibly. Obviously, it's early days, and Sancho's got a long way to go before he becomes that Sterling. But that's maybe the direction that he's heading in at the moment. And obviously, Eriksen assists as well. Let's go into Eriksen right now. The guy was putting on a masterclass out there tonight, and he didn't even look like he was trying a lot. Even his defensive work rate is amazing. He's just the smartest player on the pitch, and I can't believe that he's the best player in our team right now, I think. And he's played like 6 games for us. I just can't believe that he's this good, and I didn't realise. Obviously, I didn't pay enough attention to him last year at Brentford. Didn't realise he was this good, and in a centre midfield position as well. And he's tracking back, running forward, creating play, dictating play. Another thing I noticed as well, we was doing a lot of the inverted fullback thing. Malacia and Dalot were inside a lot. Dalot was probably a lot more out wide. I thought Dalot had a really good game as well. Really good game, might be stretching, I don't know. He had another good performance, and I want to give a credit to Dalot because he's turned it around for me completely. When he came back from AC Milan on loan, I thought he was done. I thought there's no way this guy is going to get into our team. I thought he was going to get sold. But he's completely turned it around. His performances are maturing a lot. And speaking about matured performances, Bruno, I think maybe getting onto his best form. I don't know what you guys think, let me know. But he's slowly starting to become more of a mature player on the ball, taking a bit more time, making the right decisions, being sensible a lot more rather than full-blooded, gung-ho Bruno that he was at times last season. In terms of his captaincy, I'm not so sure yet. I'm not so sure if I'll keep him as captain long-term. But for now, the team's winning while he's playing. Yeah, but that was Bruno. Back to defence. Martinez and Varane, I just feel so comfortable when they're in the team now. I just don't want to see Maguire in there, please. I feel like for the first time in a long time, I feel really comfortable with, obviously it's early days. It's early days, yeah, but for the first time in a long time, I feel comfortable with our back 4. Dalot, Varane, Martinez and Malacia. Malacia was unbelievable today, I thought. Unbelievable, I don't know. Am I over-exaggerating it? I'm not sure. I thought he was very good, Malacia, today. Intensity on the ball, wasn't as aggressive as he has been in the last couple of games. Like, toned it down a little. I thought he was in a lot more control. Obviously, Sheriff didn't really pose much of a threat. I think they tried targeting Malacia in the first half, which is something I noticed. They kept going down that side. He handled everything well, didn't put a foot wrong. His intensity, his attacking play improved today, I thought. Got further down the byline. I thought Dalot got near the touchline as well quite a few more times. Shows that we're improving. Ten Hag's tactics looks like it's coming into play. Even Malacia, he played at right back when Shaw came on after for Dalot. Malacia played at right back and still put in an excellent shift and looked so comfortable there. And even then he was playing inverted and he was running through quite a lot of their players, Sheriff, actually. He looks like he's got a big future with us. I'm excited to see what type of player he becomes like. I hear the comparisons to Evra. I think for now, Evra was still a lot more better on the ball, dribbling wise, and he was a bit more skillful. But it's a good start to Molassi's career, I think. And obviously, every time these guys start at the back, we keep a clean sheet most of the time. 3 games now out of 5. And we win. So yeah, going forward, our back 4 seems to be set. De Gea is obviously set in goal for now. Midfield, Scott McTominay, I thought had a very good 45 minutes, you know. It's interesting how much he's really turned it on. And also, it's a knock-on effect of having Eriksen next to him, who was probably potentially my man in the match, to be honest, Eriksen. The knock-on effect of having Eriksen next to him and the confidence of having a back 4 behind him allows him to play better. I thought he was more on the half turn now rather than flat-footed, and he was better resisting press today, better at passing the ball between the lines as well. I thought a very good performance from McTominay. Came off at half-time. Casemiro had a very shaky start, I thought, at first. But then after the first 10 minutes, I think he settled down a lot. It was a pretty easy game, I thought, for him. Put himself out there, made a few little tactical fouls, won a few headers. Passing got a little bit better. Still a lot more to come from Casemiro, I feel like. I think another positive is obviously the GOAT scored, Cristiano Ronaldo. One of our heroes, can't forget about that. Got off the mark for the season. I'm happy for him to score. Hopefully he builds up his confidence a bit more. I thought he played all right today. Didn't think he did much wrong. We didn't really create many chances for him either. So maybe one slight issue is when he's desperate to get into the game, he drops into the midfield a little, tries creating from deep, but then he's probably in the way of Eriksen and Bruno. So it becomes maybe a slight problem, whereas Rashford, if he's playing, he's most likely to be on the last man, out of the way, maybe looking in to run in from behind. But at least he got a goal, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think we're going to need him for this season, regardless of what anyone thinks of him. We need him fit and firing. And a fit and firing Cristiano Ronaldo, if he can adapt to our play or Ten Hag's play and be banging in goals, that's a deadly player. It's one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. Final positives, we got to see Anthony again. Had a few little tricks and flicks. Didn't really trouble his fullback too much. Would like to see him be a bit more direct, but for now he's all right. He looks like he's good at one-touch passing, and I'm glad he works hard as well, and we've got someone that sticks on the touchline and on the right-hand side. Gives us a new threat rather than, as in previous seasons, we've always gone on the left. Anyway, let's move it on to things to improve. In previous videos, I've called it negatives, but from now on, I think I'm going to say it's things to improve, because they're not necessarily negatives, but maybe one thing is, let's say Ronaldo starting. The problem with Ronaldo starting is, in the first half especially, I think Bruno and Eriksen and McTominay were all looking to cross it into Ronaldo early. And it's just like, you're not in the right position to cross. And I think when he's there, they're so willing to like cater to Ronaldo, because obviously if I was playing with Ronaldo, I would do the same thing. I'd want him to score all the time. It's just we're forcing it a little when he's playing. That's one thing I noticed. Another thing from the first half as well, which we improved on in the second half a lot. In the first half, I think we allowed Sheriff to play around our box a lot. And I think we've let that happen in a few games now, which I'm concerned. A better side will punish us probably. Like obviously a better side that will play around our box will create more chances. Sheriff didn't really create much. Our defence was solid. But a better side than Sheriff will create more chances and they'll hurt us. So other things to improve on, I think we need to control the game better, which we did in the second half actually, which is something we've wanted to see more of. I think the way we suffocated them in the second half though is a good sign of what we should expect in the future. And obviously that's what, for example, I don't want to compare us to them because they're miles ahead of us. But Man City, the way they suffocate teams for like 90 minutes practically, that's exactly what we should be aiming for. And this is a good sign of potentially of us being capable. Obviously, I don't want to get carried away. Sheriff really weren't great. Didn't really challenge us. I think they had 2 strikers. They fouled us a lot. Had no quality on the ball really. Couldn't string more than 5 passes together. But we punished them in terms of controlling the ball, especially in the second half. First half, I think it was lacking a bit in my opinion, but it got a lot better in the second half. And we need more of that. One thing that was funny, I thought actually, and I bring it up in a few of my reaction videos, the Bruno captaincy, I'm not completely convinced on yet. And there was one point where Bruno passed it with Malacia. He had a 1-2, gave the 2 back to Malacia, and it's just gone off the pitch. Malacia couldn't reach it, or the defenders come in and tackled it. The Bruno's pass was a bit short. Malacia turned around and said to him, "What was that?" Bruno was saying, "You should have got that." Malacia was like, "No, that was shit. That was shit." And Bruno was arguing, adamantly saying, "No, that you should have got that." And I think it was quite interesting that Malacia's bravery and courage to already speak out against Bruno, and Bruno as a captain. Obviously, that's a bit of teammate lifting each other as well. It can happen in the dressing room and on the pitch. But it's pretty interesting that you wouldn't really see most players, especially a new player, a young player, coming into a team and speaking to your captain right like that. So I think the captaincy is still a question mark for me. Looking at the substitutions, when Elanga came on, I thought he did okay, put in a shift. Not the greatest quality when he comes on, but he's got a qualities chant from the crowd. Shout out the away fans. Hopefully I'll be joining you guys soon. Other than that, Garnacho came on late. It was too late for him to do anything really. Maguire came on and I was panicking. Imagine how you'd feel if you was Maguire though. You've just gone from captain of the club for the last 2 or 3 years or whatever it's been, playing every single game, and now on the bench, and you're coming on in the 89th minute. That's just an insult to your career. Not that I would ever know what that feels like. But yeah, anyway, that's the overall of the game. Who would I give to my man in the match to? I think maybe Martinez for his leadership, potential captain, future captain. Maybe Bruno, potentially for his maturity, or Christian Eriksen, the way he controlled the game. I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm not sure who my man of the match would be. I'm tempted to give to Eriksen just because of the way he controlled the game, his defensive work rate, his attacking creation. One more improvement I think we need to do as well. Like Sheriff, obviously, they were pretty open. They were playing 2 up front. It was pretty easy for us to break through. I think we should have created more chances, especially in the second half. We were controlling possession, but we weren't really creating many chances. Bruno had one good chance from a Dalot cross. Sancho had one off the line in the first half. In the second half, I don't really remember us creating many chances, so that's definitely something we need to improve on. Anyway, we've won 2-0 v Sheriff. We've got points on the board in the Europa League, the best competition in Europe. When our first team plays, we're getting the wins in and a few clean sheets. Maybe we still have to worry about when our second team plays, especially against better opposition. Hopefully this is a competition that Ten Hag, I assume, is taken seriously, because it's a battle for top 4, and any competitions we can win, we need a trophy. I heard in the commentaries that they said it was 3 trophies in 9 years for Man United, or 3 major trophies in 9 years. It's not good enough. It's not acceptable. We need to get a league title, to be honest. Like, I'm not even worried about these other trophies. We need to be getting closer to winning the league title, and as soon as possible. Anyway, it's a 2-0 victory. The boys have done well. It's a good night out away. Good win in Europe. We've got a Man United video coming out next week on the season predictions for the 2022-2023 Man United season prediction. I've got 2 debutants, maybe 1 debutant coming on the channel as well. That's hopefully going to be coming out Wednesday. No Premier League football for like 2-3 weeks for us. It's dead. Anyway, stay tuned. Thanks for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Who is your man in the match? What did you think of the performance? Let me know what we should do with Maguire. Is he going to get chucked in with Phil Jones somewhere in wherever he is, in the club lounge or whatever? Thanks for watching the video. Man United 2-0 v Sheriff. See you on the next one. Peace out. Between the lines.